Students, let us continue with the remaining part of chapter number 4, rock, page number 109. A composite matter which is made up of one or more minerals is known as a rock. Please underline. To know its characteristics, then try to become familiar that rocks can be hard and also rocks can be soft. Rocks can be porous, rocks can be non-porous, rocks can be light in weight or rocks can be heavy in weight. Different types of rocks are formed due to different processes. We can divide rocks into three categories on the basis of their formation, and they are igneous rocks, stratified rocks, also known as sedimentary rocks, and metamorphic rocks. Let us come to page number 110, igneous rock. The intense heat in the interior of the earth is responsible for the formation of these rocks. The word itself suggests formed due to the heat. Ignite means heat. Agni also means heat, fire. The interior of the earth is remaining very hot due to this heat, due to magma, and so the matter is the liquid, semi-liquid state known as magma. So, if you are asked to explain the term what is magma, so magma is a semi-liquid state which is found in the interior of the earth, which is remaining very hot due to the heat. When this magma is cooling down, when it is come out from a volcano and it cools down, then the rocks are formed. These rocks are formed due to the effect of the heat. Hence, these are known as igneous or Agni rocks. In the formation of the crust of the earth, these rocks were formed earliest at primary level, and so they are also known as primary rocks. At many places in Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh and southern peninsular region in India, we find such type of rock formation. Igneous rocks are most solid of all the rocks, and the best example is granite, please underline, which is an example of the plutonic rock. Basalt is also this type of rock. Second classification, stratified. The word stratified is come from the word strata. Strata means layers. Igneous rocks disintegrate, divide due to the collective effect of the water and other forces. They are cut and they form layers. So they are also known as sedimentary rocks because they are formed due to the amalgamation, mixing of so many sediments. The broken rock material is constantly deposited in water and they form layers. So these rock material which is deposited into different layers, the upper layer is exerting more pressure over the layers of the underlying rock, and so they combine and eventually form into the rock by the continuous pressure, and that's why they are known also as stratified rocks. The examples are gypsum, limestone and coal. Coal and gypsum are obtained from Bihar and Jharkhand states. Metamorphic rock. In certain peculiar conditions, the form, the composition and other characteristics of the rocks are totally changing. So a mixture of both igneous and sedimentary or stratified rocks is known as metamorphic rocks. Due to the combined effect of the two factors like high temperature and pressure of the rock strata, the igneous and the sedimentary rocks change into a totally third or the new form, and they are known as metamorphic rocks. Marble and quartzite available in Rajasthan are the best examples of metamorphic rocks. Mineral. Underline. Mineral is that matter which is formed due to natural, organic or inorganic processes and has a specific chemical composition. As rocks have been formed, same way minerals also have been formed, but due to natural organic or inorganic process, they have specific chemical composition. And we find these minerals from the interior of the earth in three states: solid, liquid, and gaseous. Minerals will depend on the geological structure of the surface of the earth, and they are iron, copper, nickel, gold, silver, which are examples of the igneous rocks. Coal, mineral oil, and natural gas are available from stratified rocks, that is sedimentary rocks, whereas slate, marble, and diamond are available from the metamorphic rocks. So these are the minerals which are formed from the three rock layers, that is igneous, sedimentary or stratified, and metamorphic rocks. How can we classify minerals? Just imagine that in our routine life, every day from morning till we go to sleep, we are making the use of nearly 200 minerals directly or indirectly. A universal classification of minerals is not possible. Still, we have a general classification as follows. We can divide into three forms: metallic minerals, non metallic minerals, and energy resources minerals. In metallic minerals, again, we have subdivisions like precious metallic minerals, which include gold, silver, platinum. Light metallic minerals include magnesium, bauxite, titanium. Minerals which are used generally, day to day use: iron, copper, lead, zinc, tin, nickel. And minerals which are used as alloys, by mixing together two minerals we form an alloy, and they are chromium, manganese, tungsten, and vanadium. The non-metallic minerals are limestone, chalk, asbestos, mica, fluorspar, gypsum, sulfur, diamond. And minerals used energy resources are coal, mineral oil, natural gas, uranium, and thorium. The distribution of minerals area wise, especially the major minerals, is given in the below chart. Just pay attention. The first mineral is iron, and we find this in the states of Jharkhand, Chhattisgarh, Andhra Pradesh, Goa, Odisha, Tamil Nadu, Maharashtra, Rajasthan, Karnataka, Bihar, and Madhya Pradesh. So this can be asked as a map detail, students. Please underline. If you are asked that by show any one region where iron is found, then you must know the name of the states. Any one state, if you underline and show on the map, your answer will be correct. Second mineral is manganese, and we find this manganese from the states of Karnataka, Odisha, Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra, Goa. Copper mineral is available from Gujarat, Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh, Uttar Pradesh, Rajasthan, Sikkim, Meghalaya, Maharashtra, West Bengal, Madhya Pradesh, Jharkhand. Mineral bauxite is available from Odisha, Andhra Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Maharashtra, Jharkhand, Gujarat. Lead mineral is available from Rajasthan, Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, West Bengal, Madhya Pradesh, Uttar Pradesh, Odisha, Maharashtra, Meghalaya, Sikkim, Gujarat. Mica is available from Andhra Pradesh, Rajasthan, Bihar, and Jharkhand. This mica is available in only India. In other countries, very less amount of mica is available. Limestone, Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Andhra Pradesh, Rajasthan, Gujarat, Karnataka, Himachal Pradesh. So this was the classification of the minerals, where they are distributed in India. Come to next page, and we will have to discuss soil, because our livelihood, our life support is only possible due to this soil. We cannot survive without soil. The food that we eat, from the vegetables, the crops available, the fruits, is all due to the fertile soil. So, how can we forget soil? Let us try to become familiar with soil. It is the basic resource for agriculture. What is soil then? Well, underline the definition that soil is a thin layer formed of the organic and inorganic matter on the surface of the earth. Soil is related on the surface of the earth in the same way as apple with its skin. The thin layer on the crust of the earth is called soil. Students, if you see the globe, you will see that the entire earth, which is a planet, is a ball-shaped structure. This ball-shaped structure experienced continuous heat, cold, and rain. And we know what are the characteristics of heat, cold, and rain. When you experience the summer season, you might have seen that we like to sleep in a full-fledged manner. Nowadays, ACs are common, but students, when we were very small, ACs were not there, or if it were, they were in very less number. Our parents could not afford it. So, sleeping on the terrace or in the open area was familiar. And if we are sleeping on the terrace or in the open area or even in AC, we don't like to sleep close by each other. We want to sleep in a very full-fledged manner, having more space, expanded space. But at the same time, as winter comes near, we encroach ourselves, we contract ourselves, and difficult to find from the person's bed after covering his body with a blanket that where are you? Because we feel very cold and so we contract ourselves. Same way, naturally also, on this planet Earth also, due to the extreme temperature, high temperature, it expanded. Due to cold temperature, it contracted, and then there was rain. So this expansion, contraction, and rain, continuously these effects were experienced, and so the upper layer of the earth's surface started to break into small fragments. And from this only soil developed. This is only lithosphere where all our activities are being conducted. So it took crores of years for the soil formation. Let us see soil formation. Soil is the result of denudation of rocks, washing away of rocks. Because when river starts flowing from a great height, it cuts the rock. You can experience this, that you take a glass of water and go on the open area where mud is available. You try to pour the water from a great height, you will see the mud coming out and creating a small pit over there. So that is denudation, washing away of soil particles. Due to this washing away or denudation of the rocks, which were carried from the mountain to the land area by these rivers, they contain humus also and alluvium also and make the soil very fertile and very fertile. The rock surface eroded due to the factors like temperature, rain, snow, air, vegetation, and insects, and it turned into powdery form. So soil is formed at the land layer. In this layer we find gravels, smaller stones, pebbles, soil particles, etc., which is also known as regolith. This regolith contains only mineral contents. Then afterwards, the biotic matters, air, water are mixed, and finally soil is formed out of this mixture. So process of soil formation is not a short-term process; it is a long-term process covering a period of crore years or million years. Soils of India. We can classify Indian soils into six types: alluvial soil, black or regur soil, red soil, laterite soil, mountain soil, and desert soil. From the map of India, you can become familiar with all the six types of soils. For our written explanation, let us go to page number 112. Alluvial soil. We can divide alluvial soil into two categories, Khadar soil and Bangar soil. As we already saw in the earlier part of the chapter, that the new layer of the alluvium soil is known as Khadar and old layer is known as Bangar. Underline, the soil formed due to the fresh alluvial deposit is known as Khadar soil, and this is formed due to the river floods, and so we only find near the river side. Generally this soil is sandy, which contains old alluvium. Is sandy. The soil containing old alluvium in the upper valley region or far away from the sea, river bank is known as Bangar soil. It is sticky also and has dark color. Alluvial soil can be seen in many parts of the country. Even its fertility is different at different places. This type of soil is very fertile and we find in Punjab, Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, West Bengal, etc. Black soil. Black soil is found mostly in Maharashtra, Western Madhya Pradesh, Gujarat, Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh, Telangana and Tamil Nadu. This black soil is the gift of the peninsular plateau region. It is very fertile also and sticky also. It can retain humidity, means store water for a prolonged time, a long period. It is formed from the igneous rock and very useful for cotton cultivation. So black soil is also known as black cotton soil and also it is known as regur soil. Red soil. Red soil is found in the regions of the igneous and metamorphic rocks. Due to its red color, which is due to the ferrous and other humus contents. Ferrous means from iron. This red soil is porous also and fertile also, and we find this type of soil in Goa, Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh, Odisha and Jharkhand. Laterite soil. The soil developing as a result of the excessive erosion by river is known as laterite soil. Due to heavy rain, the humus content from the topsoil are descending into the lower strata or layer, which is called leaching. The upper layer contains less humus, it is very less fertile. The red sandstones contain iron and aluminium. The erosion of these rocks result into red color, and this type of soil is found in the mountainous region of Deccan, Karnataka, Kerala, Odisha and some parts of northeast. Mountain soil. Humus content. The leaves which fall from the trees are assembling on the land area. The insects eat it and because of the availability of the less sunshine, these leaves get decayed and so they become full of humus. Humus content is more due to the forest, although it differs from place to place. Such soil on Shivalik range is less fertile and less developed. The soil is sandy and porous and does not contain humus. Such soil is found in the mountainous regions of the country like Meghalaya, Arunachal Pradesh, Eastern Hill Ranges, Uttarakhand, Himachal Pradesh, and Jammu Kashmir states. Last but not the least is desert soil. The word itself suggesting that we find in the dry area or semi-dry area, that is deserts. Such type of soil is found in the arid, that is dry, and semi-arid, semi-dry regions of Gujarat, Rajasthan, Punjab, and Haryana. This soil is containing more alkaline and has less humus contents. Agriculture has been made possible in such soil only through irrigation. Well, we can only take crops like jowar, bajri, maize, millet. Other crops cannot be grown, but the crops which are of needing less fertility, alluvium soil, we can grow. And so, if we provide irrigation water, then this type of crops can be grown also in the desert soil. So, a large diversity in soils of the nation is seen because of the diversity in climate as well as relief features. Well, students, we end the chapter here. I hope you might have understood this chapter.